guys. Thanks for joining in. All right. So we've all experienced slow periods in our business, right? Slumps in our business happens, and there's seasonalities to our business as well. And it's just a part of business. It's a part of life, right? We can't fret about it, but I do want you to focus on what you can control, which is your activity level, right? I want you not just to use this time for vacay, but improve on a variety of areas in your aesthetic business so that when you're ready to rock with appointments again and they come rolling in, that you can take advantage of those opportunities. And essentially, you can create your own additional opportunities as well. So today, I'm sharing with you a summer to-do list of sorts that is going to help drive your revenue. So grab a pen and paper because I'm going to share with you, I was like in my car last night waiting for the kiddos to be done with their activity. And I just jotted down a list of things that aesthetic business owners, practice managers should be doing that is going to help them generate more opportunities in their business, do more with the business that you have, and all around just drive revenue for you at the end of the day. So here we go. Here's your summer to-do list that I know with 100% confidence is going to help drive revenue to your aesthetic practice. So the first one that I'm going to share with you is to really focus on upselling and cross-selling. Guys, it's the little things that is going to make all the difference when it comes to revenue per hour and doing more with what you have. Now, I want to break that down a little bit because you can't just tell your team of like, oh, let's try to upsell and let's try to cross-sell. Let's break down a couple of different simple strategies that you can do to really coach your team, to really give them tools in their tool belt to make it super easy for them to actually upsell and cross-sell. So the very first thing is when you have a promo or special of the month, make sure that you are talking to your team and really breaking that down for them and what the common questions and objections are going to be. That it's not just a one-off RF microneedling treatment or a one-off Opus treatment, right? You're selling them the package that includes pre and post treatment medical grade skincare or maybe injectables, right? And so you need to role play with them how you can take a patient and overcome common questions and objections, and how that you can take them up the value ladder and down the value ladder based on their needs, their budget, and their timeline. You also want to use your patient financing to help your providers have a tool to close more high ticket packages, right? Because people, when it's broken down into a smaller payment, they don't even think twice about throwing down a couple $1,000s, even though it's the same amount over time, right? So you want to give them that a tool as well. You want to break down your individual provider's book of business, right? If they generate $10,000 or $50,000 in a month, what services are they really confident in closing? And then how can you help them to continue to grow that, right? If you look at the number of patients that someone is seeing in a day, in a week, in a month, if they increase their average revenue per hour by 10%, by $50, by $100, that's literally equivalent to tens of thousands of dollars a month in revenue for the med spa, and hundreds, if not thousands of dollars in the provider's pocket with their compensation plan, all right? So the next thing that you want to do this summer is to utilize reporting tools. So for example, for care credit, right? For care credit, pull your card holder available report. If they have funds that they could be using, call them up, recommend a treatment plan of how they could be using those dollars that are available to them. Look to see who has expiring rewards that they need to use or they're going to lose it. Look to see what expiring product or inventory that you have and create packages or promos around those expiring products, right? Look at your team's numbers and benchmarks and create incentives or contests around just bumping it up just a little bit incrementally is going to make all the difference for you. So you've got to use all those tools in your tool belt. The next thing you want to do with this time is you want to do a med spa audit, head to toe. Use this time right now because you're not going to have time in third and fourth quarter, right? When it's crazy busy. So use this time during the summer to do a med spa audit. So you want to look at your systems and your processes. You want to analyze your your EMR and your CRM. Are they doing everything that they can to give you the information, to give you the reporting, the benchmarks, the follow-up, to ultimately drive appointments and revenue on the books? You also want to review your team, your individual employees. Now is the time to do it, guys. You should be doing this quarterly, but really you should be doing it because we're mid-year, right? We have the time. So you really want to perform a med spa audit from top to bottom. The next thing that you want to do is to work on your annual marketing calendar. And you want to work ahead because everyone is going to be doing crazy things in the fall and around the holidays. So you want to get ahead of this in working with your vendors and working on creating content and what exactly the details of whether it's an event or promo, having to get swag, having to get things on the calendar, having to make sure that your employees know that they can't take certain times off during the year for an event or during busy season. So work ahead right now. Use this time because it's going to generate you a better result at the end of the year. Speaking of events, you want to plan an event, all right? A summer event. I know you think, oh, no one wants to come, no one's going to be around. Well, what kind of events we like to do during the summer is a VIP or potentially member only event. I love working with that top 20% of your clientele that spend the most money with you and doing something special with them. Those, remember, are your raving fans and are the most likely to show up and engage in anything and everything that you do. So that's a good one to do during the summer. And we love to add in there having them bring a +1 and incentivizing them or giving them a special gift for doing that, because most people hang with like-minded people or people in the same type of buying habits or income brackets, right? And so that +1 is a powerful thing when you're working with those VIP or top 20% spenders. The next thing is you want to do is you want to create content. Now, I want you creating content all year round, but if you're still new to it and you're still developing that consistency muscle when it comes to creating content, use this time during the summer to get ahead, to do it in bulk. And that's going to help you when things get busier in the year. So create that content, guys. It's so, so, so important. Hey, April, thanks for joining us here. Another thing that I love to do during the summer, because you have that time, is schedule a secret shopper. Now, this is going to also be a part of that med spa audit, right? That's going to give you this valuable information so that when you invest in marketing, that you are really certain that your team is doing an amazing job with those opportunities and squeezing all the juice out of it, right? Giving an amazing experience for that new patient to make sure that you're retaining them, to make sure that they're getting amazing results so they keep coming back again and again. So I love me a secret shopper, especially during the summer. You also can do a competitive analysis in the market. Now, for the most part, I always say focus on you and what you're trying to do and you're trying to achieve, because the more we worry about our competition, the more we become like them. And when we become like our competition, now we're just basing things on price, right? And that's not the game that we want to get into. We want to credential ourselves. We want to become, the authority builders in your marketplace. And a lot of times that's not worrying about what your competitors are doing. But I think that there is a place for it at least once a year to get, just a really strong sense and hold on what's happening in the market. And it can help you make informed decisions on talent in the market It can help you make decisions on what type of services or devices you should be potentially looking at and bringing in. So there is really good information that you can gather by doing a competitive analysis. I just don't want you focusing on the competition, their voice and branding, because and what makes them unique and different, because that is when we start going down the road of everything just being based on price, when we're too focused on what our competition is doing. All right, and the final thing that I recommend doing during the summer is to conduct patient interviews. So sometimes we are so in the day-to-day or so close to our businesses that we lose touch with kind of really some of the important details of what's happening in our business, that it's really good to conduct patient interviews with a variety of demographics within your clientele, right? Your top spenders, your ones that are seeing each of the departments, whether it's your laser techs or the wellness side or the injectable side, because you want to see if there is an opportunity to fine tune your processes, your systems, your patient experience as a whole. And those patient interviews are so valuable and so important. And I do this in my own business as well. Obviously, I'm not speaking to patients, but I'm speaking to clients, because I'm not speaking with them every week or every month for that matter. They're speaking with their consultant, their performance managers, right? And so I am just like you as a practice manager or the business owner at that 30,000-foot view. And so I think, right, that I know everything that's going on in my business. And so when I have those conversations one-on-one, I get such great insight of all the great things that we're doing and potentially the opportunity for us to fine tune and get better. And I love that feedback. And when you become someone that loves feedback and loves the opportunity to fine tune your processes and your systems and the client experience as a whole, you are going to continue to grow and evolve as a business. Hey, sir, thanks for joining us here live. All right, I'm going to open up the floor if there is any questions before we wrap up, but I hope you guys found this valuable. And I don't want you to think that you have to implement every single one of these things, right? My philosophy is always like, how can we get a little bit better every single month? Because I don't want you to, underestimate what just implementing one or two of these things could do in your business. You don't have to be like, oh, I don't have time to do all 10 of the things that Katlin shared with me today, so I'm not going to do anything, right? I'm just going to go on vacay instead. And I want you to recharge, right? But people highly overestimate what can get done in a month, and they underestimate what can get done in a quarter, in 6 months, in a year. And if you show up consistently, if you are constantly looking to grow, to improve, and that's really a core value that you adhere to and share with your team, then I promise you, you are going to fly through this summer season and be better in the fall, in the winter, and really end the year strong and continue to grow every single month. All right. Hey, Phoebe. Hey, Russell. Hey, Melody. Thanks, guys, for joining us. Couple questions. Okay. How far ahead should I start planning my marketing for the rest of the year? Great question. So I think it depends on how established your business is, how closely you've been tracking your data and results when it comes to marketing. So in a perfect world, you work off of a marketing calendar. And in year one, you're probably just working 1 month at a time, planning for the month ahead, right? And then at the end of that month, you're going to track those results. You're probably going to do that for your first year. But in year two, after you've completed that annual marketing calendar, I'd love for you to start working a quarter at a time. And looking at, okay, this is what we did last year. These were the results. Do we like it? How can we get better? How can we add to it? How can we optimize it? Or maybe it fell flat on its face and we got to do something different, right? But because you have data to look back and see what you like or didn't like, you have a better position to succeed than just starting with a blank canvas. So I like to have kind of soft marketing plans for the whole year, because you can get some of your bigger promos and event date on there. And then other people, really have to do each month. But ideally, you can plan ahead for the quarter. And that is going to allow your team and your marketing partners to produce a better quality product, right? When we wait too last minute and then fires happen or people get sick or are gone, emergencies come up, right? We are sacrificing what the end result should be. Next question. Okay, how should I send communication about expiring points? Should it be email, text? Okay, well, great question. So I think it depends on how big a list it is, right? On expiring points. At Diamond Accelerator, this is one of our targeted patient reactivation campaigns that we are strong believers that you can automate this, where you're simply pulling those expiring points and you already have an improved voicemail drop, text, and email with custom values in it so that it can feel very personalized to them. And then we send that out, right? But I also think it takes judgment to see what is worth the value of the human touch to have that phone picked up, right? To have that personalized email. But by far and away, most of these things can absolutely be automated. And I want you to use multiple tools. That's the great thing about automation, is that you can use voicemail drops for the phone. You can use text blasts. You can use email blasts, right? So, and when you use custom values, it can still feel very personalized, and have that human touch without taking you forever to be able to do it. Because when we see people doing this manually, is what happens is oh, 1 month you get really busy, or maybe Sue at the front desk is out on vacation that week. So then it just doesn't happen at all during the month. So that's why technology and automation can be so powerful when you take away the manual human touch that is required for some of these things, and you get the same, if not better, results, because you have consistency with it. So great question, guys. Any final questions before we wrap? Thanks so much for joining us here live. If you love this training, make sure that you share it with your team or potentially another med spa that could benefit from it. You could always catch the replay on my YouTube channel, and to get access to more free trainings that can help your med spa grow, which is truly what I am passionate about, make sure you visit our link tree and our social bio. And join us live, guys, every single Wednesday, same time, same place. Catch us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and LinkedIn. Thanks so much, guys.